All right, guys, I'm going to go over the Facebook ecosystem setup and just walk you through on how to actually set everything up and make sure you do it correctly. So, yeah, make sure you watch this video a couple times if you have any questions. You need to make sure this is set up correctly so you avoid getting banned as much as possible. Okay. So, this is the setup right here. So you're gonna have initially three profiles. You can have four, um, but you don't need four to start. I do recommend to get four as fast as you can or as soon as possible. But let's just say we have the three, right? So you have your first profile, which is going to host the main business manager. So this is the business manager that we want to keep alive, right? So we don't want to jeopardize this business manager because there's going to be our business manager that is hopefully going to last us a long time, right? But it does go down occasionally, so you can't really do much about that. If you want to um, limit the odds of this BM getting banned, make sure you buy a verified BM off of the Facebook store.com. But you can also just use like an aged BM and age it up over time. And yeah, if you have more money, then I would recommend going with the verified BM. But it's okay to start with just the regular one that's aged. So you have the main BM, and then your second profile is it's called like a silent admin. So the purpose of this profile is just to basically sit on the BM, and if your first profile goes down, you have a backup admin to be able to still manage, different stuff, right? Like add people to add accounts or remove, people from the business manager, etc. Right? Because you could get your first profile banned, you could get any of these profiles banned, right? So that's why it's important to have backups. So you have this second profile silent manager who's also creating your pages, and you take these pages and you share them to your main business manager as well. So I recommend to create, one to two pages every single day on this profile, just so you have pages ready to go that you can use in case any of your pages go down. You already have backups that are warmed up and ready to go. So yeah, that's what this second profile does. It kind of just sits there. In the beginning, you might not be able to share a page. Sometimes Facebook can get a little buggy and it won't let you share a page or use the page from the silent manager. So you can just go ahead and create the page on the main BM. I wouldn't recommend that. That's not best practices, but sometimes you gotta bend these rules just to start running, right? So that's what the second profile does. And the third profile is the manager, the profile that you're going to be, creating the ads from and managing the accounts from. And this profile is given employee status, right? So it's not an admin. And this profile, you can use it in different pods as well if you want to manage other ad accounts. But yeah, this profile, if anything is the most likely to get banned, is probably going to be this profile. And then the fourth profile is what I call a pixel hub. So this is just where you're going to host your Facebook pixels, and you can share them across to different um, ad accounts, different business managers. And you don't want to jeopardize this profile at all. So you just leave it. You just create your pixel, leave it, and then whenever you need to use that pixel, you can share it to other, profiles that have your main BM. Okay, and I would recommend to create multiple pixels and just have backup pixels instead of just one main pixel that you're using for all of your accounts if you start scaling. So that way, in case something does happen, you do have backups, right? So that's the whole point of this, right? Just to always have backups and always be prepared in case something goes down. Okay. And then you have your agency ad account that is shared to the main BM. And yeah, that's just pretty straightforward. Okay. So yeah, so I kind of walked through it right here. Share ad account to main. Right. So yeah, this is kind of just what I explained right now, and this also kind of shows what the role of each profile is supposed to be. Okay. So if you need or if all this sounds confusing to you, just rewatch the video. And if you're still confused, just reach out, post in the Discord. I'll be able to answer any questions you have and just help you understand this concept, because this is really important, and it makes sure that you can run consistently over time. Okay. So here are some common ban scenarios. Um, if your employee profile gets banned, remove the profile from all assets and just replace it with a new employee profile. So, yeah, if it gets banned, just unlink it from your ad account, your business manager, everything that is still good, and just unlink it and trash it and just use a different profile. And if your business manager gets banned, remove any ad accounts that are still good and pixels as well. It might not let you, or actually, yeah, from your Pixel Hub, you'll be able to remove the pixel from the ad account, and same with the page. So that's why we have the pages and the pixels separate. So if the ad account, or sorry, if the business manager gets banned, you can still remove the pixel and the page from the business manager. Because if your page and pixel are on the business manager when it gets banned, you'll lose both of those. Okay, so that's literally what just happened to me before. My setup is not as clean right now because I'm getting some new accounts set up, but I've been having some issues as well. But this is best practices, okay? So ideally, this is how you want to set it up. Um, and then if your ad account gets banned, first request with Natido, which is the agency account leaser. Request for them to review the ban, and most likely you'll be able to get that account back. But in a case where you don't, you can remove the ad account from the business manager. And I would recommend not to use the pixel and page that were linked to the banned ad account. I would recommend to just use a different pixel and page, um, especially or mainly because they were linked to a banned ad account. So this can, flag your new ad account, right? Or your new ads, and you might get a lower spot in the bid, right? For Facebook. So I would recommend to, use a different page or use a different pixel as well in this scenario where you don't get the ad account back. And then finally, if your page gets banned, remove the page from the business manager and replace it with a new and warmed up page, or new or warmed up page. And this one's just the easiest. You just literally remove the page, and that's pretty much it. And since it's on the second profile, you don't really have to worry about it, hurting the rest of your assets here. Okay. And some best practices to avoid bans. So try to only promote one offer per ad account. This is just because Facebook is pretty sensitive to sending traffic to different, funnels and whatnot. So you can do it. You can run different offers on one ad account, but if you have the means to run one offer on, or sorry, multiple offers on different ad accounts, then just go ahead and do that. I would also recommend to change the URL of your domain. So you can use the same domain, but I would recommend to change like the back half of the URL. So here I put an example where it's this, and then you just change it to that, and usually that works just fine. Another thing is don't re-upload ads that were linked to a banned ad account. Meaning, if you had an ad account and it was banned with certain ads, don't just re-upload them to your new account and your new page. Make a small change to the ad, maybe cut off like the last second, or add some text or do something different, but just make sure it's not the exact same file that you're uploading to Facebook, because Facebook will flag that. And then the next one is keep pods of profiles separate. So what I mean by that is this is one pod, right? So you have these four profiles here. So if you want to have like a separate pod or like run a different setup, just have like four more profiles that are all separate from this main pod, that are just completely separate. You don't share anything between the two pods. So in case something is getting flagged from this pod, your other pod won't be flagged because it's just completely separate profiles, pixels, domains, etc. Right? So keep separate pods and don't mix them up. And then if you're using a credit card on an ad account, which this refers to like if you're using your own ad account, which because you can do, and I'll probably make a section on just using a regular ad account. If you're using a regular ad account, make sure you're not reusing credit card numbers across different ad accounts. Always make sure you're using a different card number because the banned card number will be traced and Facebook will flag you on your new account. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions, like I said, just post them in the Discord. It's really crucial to get this and make sure it's all set up correctly. Um, but yeah, let me know if you guys do have any questions.